to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
Big Ten champions. Big Ten champs.
National champions, yes.
Oklahoma City bound the Oregon Ducks.
Awesome day to be a Duck, man.
Boom inside. Touchdown Oregon. He gets loose. Fires. Hit. Pops the three. Oh, yeah. It's all Oregon.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider.
It's about how to be a group of people that know how to love each other to the absolute fullest.
Pleasure, joy to be with them each and every day. And I can't wait for the future.
It's just fun to be a part of a community that cares, that is passionate, and when we come together, powerful things can happen.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck athletics.
Multiple Duck game day and event day. The Indoor Track and Field National Championships are underway in Fayetteville. Head to GoDucks.com. The crew put together a great viewing guide for all of the different events that Ducks are competing in. You can watch on ESPN+. It actually started with a few record-breaking performances earlier today that we'll tell you about. And then the Ducks are featured in an event pretty much every hour. If you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour, there is a Duck competing in every hour until the event's conclusion. And many of the events, including the Final Four in the 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock hours, are all scoring events. Ducks are competing for an indoor national title, a good chance to win it on both the men's side and the women's side. That's one of many Duck events going on today. Elsewhere, it is Oregon baseball game day. It is Oregon softball game day. Big Ten home opener for Oregon baseball. Big Ten opener in general for Oregon softball. Beach volleyball is also in action down in California, and if you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour, the women's tennis team is taking on Washington State before the men's tennis team has the nightcap at the Student Tennis Center. I was talking with Nils Schelander earlier today, and I just wanted to remind everybody that Oregon and Washington, that's coming up in a couple weeks for Oregon men's tennis. Coach Schelander wanted to make sure that I noted that it's Ducks and Dogs. He did not say dogs or Huskies, but Nils Schelander really loves the rivalry. We'll just leave it at that. Oregon baseball, though, coming up. And for indoor track and field, let's begin here. A new meet and collegiate heptathlon record this morning. A Duck breaking a Ducks record. Peyton Bear took down a previous meet record of 6.71 that was set by Ashton Eaton in 2010. Previous collegiate mark of 6.70 was set by a Houston runner in 2024, and Peyton Bear broke a record that was set by Ashton Eaton. Boy, that's cool. And Peyton Bear is continuing competition if you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour in the heptathlon. Indoor track and field continuing in Fayetteville. We'll have more updates for you here as we continue on the program. Now for Oregon softball. The Ducks are, I feel like, still trying to find their rhythm. As Coach Lombardi would tell you, she likes what this team's potential is. And with Penn State in town here at 6 o'clock at the Jane tonight, we look forward to what should be a fun evening of Oregon softball. And speaking of Missy Lombardi, she sat down with our Ryan Milano earlier this week. Ryan's here, actually, today, getting ready for some Oregon baseball. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Joey. How are you?
You got the glove on, huh?
We have done a terrible job of breaking it. This glove has been here for years.
No, that was intentional.
We've done a terrible job of breaking this glove.
That was intentional. If you break the glove in, it has a hard time sitting upright.
I think I'm going to make it my mission, actually, to make this a usable
And then it'll
glove.
be very floppy, and it won't sit up properly on the desk.
But now where it sits in the configuration behind the desk, it's never even on camera. It's
That's
behind
true.
the Oregon football helmet.
I should move it. Is it time to retire the cowboy hat?
No.
It doesn't fit. See?
There have been a few segments where that cowboy hat has found its way onto my head during Insider.
It fits your head. It doesn't fit mine.
As Joey and I know here in studio, that very different sizes.
We've also gone through a collection of hats recently, and we need to put the B Oregon hat on, Richard, I think. It's time for a hat update. But you talked with Coach Lombardi earlier this week, didn't you?
I did. We talked about Oregon softball and how it's been a successful open to the Jane and how she is embracing the defense of the Big Ten title for Oregon softball. Both of Oregon's Diamond Sports coming off of regular season Big Ten titles. Coach Wazakowski, he had one opinion when I asked him about it on the Coach's Corner before Purdue. He said, it's a different team. We don't really invest that much into it. Like, yes, we want to win games, want to win a title, but it's not really a title defense. Missy Lombardi had a very different opinion. And, you'll hear about it in our conversation with
him. Let's get to Oregon softball. We'll talk a little baseball. Also, Jess Drummond, Oregon lacrosse head coach, coming up on today's show. Ryan's going to keep playing catch with himself as we listen to Coach Lombardi talking with Ryan here in the Country Financial Studio.
Coach Missy Lombardi here in studio after Oregon softball, another home weekend at the Jane. It's a long home stretch, and Coach, it feels good to be just in the state of Oregon, have that suitcase unpacked, and have another successful home weekend.
Does. The fact that we are at home for a total of 3 weeks in a row has been really, really good for our team. It's really allowed them just to dive into school, to just be on their regimented schedule, to get to play at home in front of the greatest fans out there. It could not get any better.
You mentioned the fans, and it almost sets a routine for the fans. Throughout these first 2 weekends at the Jane, almost 2,000 fans in attendance for every game. That's a big turnout. It does almost set a routine for the fans, knowing, it's the weekend. Go out to the Jane, watch some softball.
Yeah. Oh, can we hear them? We love our fans. We love what they're doing. Like I said, nothing's better than to come play at the Jane and to have our house just packed every game. We appreciate what they're doing, and we're excited. We need them. We need them this next weekend for our first big opener, so we want them to continue to pack the house.
Before starting on conference play, where the games, they seem to get just a little bit more important as you get into conference and it starts to stack up in Big Ten play, but it's also important in the state of Oregon. You went on the road on Wednesday against Oregon State, got a win in Corvallis. You welcome them back to the Jane on Friday, you get a win at the Jane. Just winning the state, that's important in the rivalry matchup, isn't it?
It's really important. We talk about that a lot. Think of the house divided, and we want to be able to go on the road and beat them, and then also to be at home in front of our fans and do it as well. So I was excited about our team and how well they played in both games, and I know we'll have one more.
Stephanie Maake is someone who had a little bit of a quiet start to the season. Over the weekend as a whole, had 8 hits, but especially against Oregon State. In the 2 games, had multiple extra base hits, had 5 hits across 2 games. Getting to see her going in those type of big-time games and getting her moving in this sophomore season at the plate, that's also has to be important.
Yes, very much. Just the power she brings, the ability to change the game in one swing, and you could see that all week and into the weekend. So I love what she's doing at the plate. I think she's putting herself in good counts. I think she's really getting her barrel to the to the ball, and also to just enjoy her energy. I love the way she plays and how she goes about the game.
Setting yourself up in non-conference play for some tight games down in the later course of the season. Had a tight battle in 2 games against Sacramento State this week. What are those games that are tight late? How are they going to help your team moving forward once you get into Big Ten play and then postseason as the season continues to move along, having this experience in close games?
What I appreciate about this team is that they know how to win, and we could be up, we could be down, it doesn't matter. The fact that they know how to come back and win, I think that is something that is really special. We believe as long as we have innings, as long as we have outs, we have opportunity to win, and to watch them do that both times and against Sac State, who's a really good team, I just think says a lot about this team, the grit that we have, and just the fire that they have inside them to want to find a way to win.
Talking about coming back in games, that can happen inside of an individual game, but it can also happen when you don't get what you want. A loss to Nevada on Saturday, and then you come back and you answer and you avenge that loss on Sunday. The response from your team, how did you like the way that your team responded after not getting what they wanted on Saturday?
I thought the response was really well. I loved how they showed up on Sunday ready to go. I thought our pitching and defense gave us opportunity, and then to watch our hitters just attack right from the first inning. We talk a lot about how many hitters can we send up to the plate and the amount of runs that will produce, and to see us just pass the bat in the first inning over and over, and just throughout the game. That's what I think Version 8 is all about.
We've heard a few players from your team talk about Championship Sunday. Is that a mantra within your team, and what does that mean, Championship Sunday?
Well, you think about championships and when do you win them? You usually win them on Sundays. And so we talk about having that mentality, whether it's Sunday, whether it's Saturday, whether it's Friday, is just the ability to go and win big, when it's time to win big. And so to watch us not get what we want and then come back the next day and answer the call, I think that goes a really long way for what we're doing right now, but then also for what's to come.
Someone who is a little bit of a sign of what's to come in her development as she continues to grow throughout the course of this season. Had a really strong weekend. Maddie Milhorn, 9 2/3 innings pitched, allowed just 1 run and struck out 11. Her development and how much of an asset can she be in your pitching staff?
Just love her development. And what I really appreciate is just, the physical, like what she's doing on the mound. I love how hard she throws and the swing and miss that she's getting, but I just really appreciate her mental. She's just really growing mentally and just getting mentally tough with every outing. You get the experience, you get thrown into the fire, and I really like how she's handled herself.
The pitching staff as a whole, your entire staff has been effective, top 10 in strikeouts per 7. Just how has your pitching staff developed? And talk about the group as a whole as now we enter into Big Ten play.
Well, I love that we have a staff. I think going into Big Ten, you're going to play a 3-game series, and you're not going to be able to do that with one pitcher. You've got to be able to do that with your staff. So I really like that each one of them has such a different look and has the ability to get an out via the strikeout. I think that's really important.
Coach Melyssa Lombardi with us. Oregon softball entering into Big Ten play. We've alluded to it. Over the weekend, we'll play against Penn State Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Before we talk about the matchup against the Nittany Lions, first off, the overall assessment of non-conference play. A really difficult non-conference schedule, top 20 in strength of schedule and RPI and all of that. Just your overall evaluation of how your team performed throughout this big chunk of non-conference play.
I thought we really grew from our first weekend to just this final weekend of non-conference. You could see this group really come together. I thought we really solidified our defense. You could see our offense, the power. You could see that grow as well, just from the beginning to the end. Like you could see the doubles that we're hitting. You could see the extra base hits that we're hitting. And I think just the depth that we have throughout the lineup.
Your team going up against Penn State, it's the first weekend in what is a Big Ten sort of title defense. Your team won the Big Ten championship last year. Are you leaning into, we're the defending Big Ten champions? Is that something your team talks about? Are you leaning into that now entering into conference play?
Absolutely. It's our title, and we want to keep it. So yes, we know in order for us to go back to back what it's going to take. We're excited and can't wait to get started.
A little bit of a scouting report. What are fans going to see this weekend against Penn State across the course of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? What does your team need to do to be successful in the first weekend of Big Ten play?
It's always about getting that game one. Whether it's a series, whether it's postseason, it's about putting yourself in a good position and getting game one. I think for us, when all 3 cylinders are firing, which is our offense, our defense, and our pitching, we're really, really tough to beat. And so to see all 3 firing and just attacking from the beginning of the game to the very end.
6 o'clock on Friday, 4 o'clock on Saturday, noon on Sunday. The opening Big Ten series at the Jane to start off Big Ten play back in front of the home fans. What else should fans know before they get out to the Jane to support Big Ten play this weekend?
Just for them to keep doing what they're doing, just to pack the Jane. We need the Jane to be absolutely packed. They are such a difference maker. I think of last year, there were games that we won because our fans, it was such a tough place to play. So just continuing to make the Jane the toughest place to play.
Coach Melyssa Lombardi getting ready for Big Ten play. Thanks, Coach. Go get him.
All right, thanks.
Great stuff. Ryan Milano talking with Missy Lombardi. We've now got Ryan in the guest chair, and he's attempting to do the baseball dugout rally cap stack.
I can't really look at you because it'll fall off my head.
Do we need to add another one? Here, you can go with the Stomp Out Cancer. Maybe be Oregon instead. Oh. Be Oregon now.
Oh, no, there it goes.
Time for a timeout. 3 hats was, in fact, the limit. We're going to talk about baseball. Hopefully they won't need to be stacking hats like that in the dugout when we come back on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
We know you turn to the Duck Store for all your game day needs. And for students at the University of Oregon, it's even more. Class supplies, jobs, a seat on our board, a place to take a quick coffee break. Because we're your student-first, non-profit college store, every purchase you make directly supports the very community we serve. From working at our counters to studying in the classroom, from directing our stores to cheering in the stands, the people we serve, the students, are the very people who are the Duck Store.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack and Ryan Milano here. Ryan came in because we're getting ready for some baseball here tonight. An Indiana team that's a little bit lower than a 500 mark on the season, but a team with some good arms. I was talking with Mark Wasikowski earlier today, and he said they've got a lot of guys that can throw it, and so you get to Big Ten play, you never know what's going to happen. Now, they do, it looks like, have an injury in their rotation, though, so things are moving around a bit for Indiana. And meanwhile, Oregon has been able to demonstrate some depth on the mound. We saw that in a two-game series win, I should say, against Xavier on Tuesday and Wednesday. I think a lot of positive for a 14-3 Oregon baseball team right now.
Yeah, absolutely. To touch on Indiana, they have played a pretty difficult schedule. They did play a midweek and got a win against Xavier, the team that Oregon just came off of playing their midweek series against. The Musketeers pushed Oregon on Wednesday. So Indiana, a team that's absolutely capable of giving Oregon a good showing on the diamond. But to touch on your point in terms of the pitching for Oregon, the Ducks, it feels like they have so many different games this year of 19, 16, 15 strikeouts as an entire staff. It's some elite level stuff that Oregon is bringing to the table. The Ducks are top 15 in the nation in terms of strikeouts per 9. And when you look at the 3 weekend starters between Will Sanford and Colin Clark and Cal Scolari, their strikeouts per 9 in particular are up near the top of the entire conference. They just have elite level stuff. And when you have guys on Friday and Sunday like Sanford and Scolari that can throw up to 97 to 98 miles an hour and then have elite breaking stuff off of it, that is really difficult to hit, and they're showcasing why they're in Oregon's weekend rotation.
Well, here's one for you, too. So you've called at this point more, and you've seen more Oregon baseball than I have this year just with the basketball schedule. So the Big Ten and then the 643 group put out some analytics yesterday that had to do with whiff rate. Did you hear me talking about this?
I haven't.
Okay, so whiff rate. Ducks are the top team in terms of generating swings and misses in the Big Ten Conference. And 2 of the top 4 individuals in terms of swing and miss whiff rate in the conference are Ducks.
Yes, I have seen this stat, actually. Tanner Bradley and Ryan Featherston, both in the top. I thought it was top 3. Is it top 4?
Top 4. Yeah.
Top 4 between the two of them. It's
at least
pretty
top
good.
4 as of Tuesday.
Yeah, well, and when you're bringing that out of your bullpen, when you have the guys that I was just referring to in the starting rotation, and then you have Tanner Bradley and Ryan Featherston as usually the first two guys out on a Friday out of the bullpen. Might be a little different the way that Oregon deployed their bullpen over the course of the midweek series, but when you have those guys, you have guys like Toby Twist, and then you have a lot of younger players, and then also transfers like a Devin Bell, it's a pretty good stable that Oregon can bring to the mound, whether it be to start games, and the starters have made it pretty easy on the bullpen because they have showcased some depth, and they've been pretty effective when they have started this season.
We're actually going to hear from Devin Bell coming up, but we didn't get to all of the breakdown from the post-game conversation of the Xavier midweek. We're going to hear from Dominic Hellman and also from Devin Bell coming up. Devin Bell is a cool story, one of many really on this Oregon baseball team. But to go a step further now toward the offensive side, and a guy like Dominic Hellman, I mean, there's this conversation that always seems to occur as guys get older where they're really good at one thing as a freshman, and then a lot of guys develop and they add to their game. They get this wider breadth of skill. Dominic Hellman might be like example 1A of this, right? I mean, you talk about a guy that hits balls a mile, maybe strikes out too much, and now has just completely become a true all-around hitter. It's been cool to see the development.
I don't know. I've heard Wasby asked about this. I think that Dominic Hellman deserves a little more credit for how complete of a hitter he has been throughout kind of the course of his entire career. Dominic Hellman is somebody who last year was 3rd on the team for the Ducks in terms of batting average. Yeah, he's a big right-handed bat, and he can hit the ball a mile. And sure, that's probably his most dangerous skill set is his power. But Dominic Hellman is somebody that can certainly hit for average as well. I just think he's a complete hitter.
I think he certainly is, and I think that you're speaking to what I'm getting at. So to put this in perspective, right? Okay, 2023 he hit 250. 2024 he hit 271. Last year he hit 326. Now this year he's hitting 313, but he's hitting in the heart of Oregon's order. I got to tell you, I remember there was a time when we were all like, wow, Dominic Hellman's hitting 2nd in the batting order. It worked! It worked to hit 2nd in the batting order. Why I bring this up, though, you think about Oregon's offense, and really I think it starts, and you could have a lot of ending conversations with how good Drew Smith has been. He's hitting 472 right now. But then Angel Aya as a freshman hitting 368. Jax Jimenez, who we're going to hear about this coming up on the Toyota Coaches Corner. I don't know if you've listened to it.
I have.
Okay, well, then you know where I'm going. But fans, when you hear on our 3:45 pregame show coming up this afternoon for a 4 o'clock first pitch, Jax Jimenez is now a guy 3rd on the team in batting average right now, but is still learning, is still developing, right? And I think that says a lot about where Oregon's offense is, that 2 of the 3 leading hitters are, shall we say, not experienced by a lot of Oregon standards in terms of guys like Drew Smith and Dominic Hellman. And when Dominic Hellman this year is not even in the top 5 in batting average, but in terms of OPS, he's been excellent and has been one of the best guys, not just necessarily on Oregon's team, but around the country. That speaks to the depth of this lineup right now.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And it kind of answers some of the questions that we had about this lineup coming in. And somebody who you didn't even mention is Braden Jackson, one of the newcomers for Oregon as a freshman. It's a Ducks team that has some known commodities, whether you think about a Ryan Cooney or a Maddox Maloney or a Drew Smith or a Dominic Hellman. But then there's also a lot of guys that were stepping into new roles this season, that being guys like Angel Aya, guys like Jax Jimenez, who's getting starts, Jack Brooks, and he starts in the outfield, guys like Gabe Miranda, who's transferring into this team. And even a guy like Gabe Miranda, he didn't have the greatest start to the season. His batting average was below the Mendoza line. Well, in the last 4 games, Gabe Miranda has had multi-hit games in 3 of them, and he's starting to really find a rhythm at the plate. I think that Oregon had a lot of question marks and X factors that had the capability to be showcased with their play on the field. We knew what we were going to get from about 5 guys starting in the 9. We didn't know what was going to happen because we just haven't seen it as a Duck from the rest of them. And for the most part, returns early in this season have been pretty strong at the plate.
Yeah, really strong. And again, talking about development, we've mentioned this before with like a guy like Drew Smith. Amazing what happens when he's healthy, right? I mean, that's a factor here too, right? You're going to have to see guys that sometimes are thrust into different situations. And we even saw that a little bit on Wednesday, right? Like Waz said, hey, some guys are dinged up. You want to see the depth of the team? Well, here you go. You get to see the depth of the team a little bit.
Yeah, and seeing some of that depth is really key as well. Oregon's got a lot of players that haven't gotten a ton of run this season. I think that normally throughout non-conference play, you see a whole bunch of different rotations and combinations of players in the lineup. This year was a little bit different because Oregon did have so many new players to get in. It was more about getting that continuity and a lot of cohesivity and some experience on the field. Well, now we're seeing with maybe a guy or two just a touch dinged up for a while that you get a guy like Junior Lawaki into the starting lineup and he can showcase how proficient he is and with his hit tool. You get guys like Elijah Cook and Josh Schleichart getting a run in the outfield, maybe a Gabe Miranda or a Braden Jackson testing out how guys that Oregon's done this before where they've taken a catcher and moved him to the outfield like an Anson Arrows or an infielder and moved him to the outfield like Jax Jimenez is doing right now. Oregon has showcased it. And Jack Brooks as well, by the way, started as an infielder. Oregon,
Drew Smith did it last year, went to the outfield, come back to the third base this year.
Exactly. Oregon is testing out a lot of different combinations now that you are going through that attrition of the season. We didn't see that a lot early because Oregon was building that continuity, but now the Ducks have some of that continuity, and we get to see a little bit of the bench shine as well.
You're going to hear from some of those guys in Dominic Hellman, Devin Bell coming up as Oregon faces Indiana today at PK Park. We got a 3:45 pregame show getting you ready for a 4 o'clock first pitch. Timeout. We're going to come back, hear from some baseball players next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Meditating with Jan from Toyota. Soften your focus and imagine yourself off-roading in a Tacoma. Breathe in, breathe out, and go from dreaming it to driving it today. That's Jan's meditation.
Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
This is Meditating with Jan from Toyota. Soften your focus and imagine yourself off-roading in a Tacoma. Breathe in, breathe out, and go from dreaming it to driving it today. That's Jan's meditation.
Toyota, let's go places.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Duck baseball coming up on the Big Ten home opener, 4 o'clock first pitch against Indiana. We've also got both tennis teams in action at the Student Tennis Center today, and Oregon softball facing Penn State at 6 o'clock. A lot to keep track of around the entire Oregon athletic department, and also a shout-out to Oregon women's basketball. Awaiting their selection on Selection Sunday, they're in. Now it's just to figure out where they are in all the seating breakdown, but Selection Sunday is always a special thing. We'll have a full breakdown for you on Monday of where the Ducks are headed and wherever Chris Clayton will follow.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking with our friend Steve Tannen yesterday, actually, about Oregon women's basketball, and I think that the Ducks, with Katie Fiso and Ahisa Tute, after getting a few wins and some confidence in the Big Ten tournament, the Ducks have played some cardiac basketball this year. I think that Oregon is suited for some close games coming up in the NCAA tournament. I'm excited for it.
And look, and no doubt, over the course of the entire season, like Oregon's dropped a few of those close games too. And it's funny, I can recall so many conversations that I've had with Dana Altman in particular, like, You look at the 2-possession games in basketball, and if you have a winning record in those, you're going to go to the NCAA tournament. If you have a losing record in those, it's hard to go to the NCAA tournament. Well, the Oregon women's basketball team is like every game was like that in Big Ten play. Like, they're battle-tested, and I think that experience matters when you get to postseason.
Well, and we hear Waz say so much for this team talking in the baseball context about how you have to gain experience. The only way you learn is by seeing it in game action. I think that's especially true for the way Oregon women's basketball is operated, where there are some veterans on this team, but the core in terms of Katie Fiso and Hisa Tute, who have been they've been Oregon's best players down the stretch, and all Big Ten all second team in Katie Fiso, and somebody who Kelly Graves said probably should have made it in Hisa Tute. They're still sophomores. They're still growing, and this is their first real season carrying the ship and being these high-usage type of players for Oregon. Getting them in that type of experience, they might have played more close games this year than a few players have played throughout their entire 4 years as a collegian, because the Ducks have just been in so many of them. And this team, just hearing the way they've talked about it down the stretch, they feel composed now in these type of close games. I think it's a big reason why Oregon won against Maryland in the Big Ten tournament.
How's that glove coming?
Pretty good. I've got 2 in the pinky right now, trying to really work hard. I'll tell you what, my thumb and the pinky and the ring finger, they're cramping. It's a lot of work right now.
Talking baseball, Dominic Hellman, guy who's hit a lot of baseballs a long way. We got to see Dominic Hellman play a little first base.
Yeah, he broke out his glove a little bit.
Broke out his glove, that's right. Dom Hellman, after the midweek win against Xavier, now getting ready for the Big Ten home opener today. Dominic Hellman breaking it down.
Could you talk a little bit about just your improvement? A couple of years ago, it just seemed like you're a home run guy, high strikeouts, and you cut it down last year, and then this year it's just been even better. You're spraying it all over the field, and today you have the double that cleared the bases. Just could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, we all know that baseball is hard to be consistent at, and the only thing I got in my life that's consistent is the man upstairs, and it's just he really dives into things I can control, and obviously like swinging out a bad pitch, because obviously baseball is going to be hard. And stuff like that I can't control, and just getting to the next pitch always, and that's the only thing I can get to.
There's kind of some drama before your at-bat there and a long break between the pitching changes. What was your approach coming into that at-bat?
Oh, that honestly fired me up a little bit. Like, just stuff like that, it's just kind of seeing how other guys can spiral and have our team just be the same, because we're just a bunch of group of guys that like to be rowdy, and obviously people will think that it's about them, but it's truly not. It's about us having that camaraderie, and it's funny to see how teams can miss that sometimes, that we're playing, that they think that we're talking about them, but really it's just us being rowdy.
You had the energy, but how did you kind of settle into your approach after that, and then what was your approach to just line that double off the wall?
I mean, basically it was just keeping what I was doing the same. I mean, obviously I didn't have a great day at the plate before the double, and it was just knowing what I did well throughout the day and knowing how they can possibly pitch me that day too. And so other than that, I mean, I feel great.
Did you have a scouting report on the Xavier reliever Helsel, or did you just feel
not really?
On the first pitch?
We kind of just, it's basically just like kind of what pitches you have, but it's nothing too like crazy, It's just, hey, just see a ball up, and basically I'll just see a ball and hit it.
Keep the momentum rolling.
How is it seeing Melyssa Jr. out there? You guys seem like similar players. Is there any sort of connection there? Or?
No, yeah, that's a brother. That's a brother to me for sure. He helps me out, and I help him out a lot. And it's the guy that came in last year that I wanted to take under my wing, and he's a great guy. And there's a thing about how great his prep work is. Like, you see like me spraying balls, but him, like, it's a matter of he can do it too. Like, it's no question about it. Like, he has pop, he's a toolsy guy, and what makes him great with these opportunities is that he is an even better teammate. Like, he is great at backing guys up, and there's always a smile on that guy's face no matter what.
You got in there at first today. How did you feel about your performance, and how do you stay ready for that when you're DHing most of the time?
Oh yeah, that was a trip. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of funny getting in there and kind of just being in the moment of like, wow, I haven't seen this in a while. And it was just making the most of it. Just picking up some players that weren't feeling too well today. But I mean, it was just a matter of, you know what, if I just get this one opportunity for the whole season. Let's just make it happen.
I saw you make a diving grab on a throw down from Braden. Was that just playing loose, or what was going on there?
That was a matter of my footwork aren't that good to get to that ball, so I'm just going to fall on top of that ball and make a good tackle. So that was pretty much it.
There's also a play where a ground ball got by you and Cooney grabbed it, got to the pitcher. Just what went through your head on that play?
That one actually got past me. I was actually trying to get that one, and obviously I didn't get it, and I was like, oh, I thought I had it, but obviously I got to probably stick to DHing.
Does being out there help you stay warm for when you spin back on offense, or is that kind of just the same?
It's kind of the same. I mean, like, if you ever have the camera on me in the dugout, I'll always have my puffer on, like always. Like I'll have a hoodie, puffy on. Like even though I'm from the Northwest, like I still not used to the cold. Like everyone loves warm weather, so like just something like that.
Yeah, look, everyone's got their strategy.
I just think Dominic Hellman is one of the more like energetic personalities around the Oregon baseball team. Every time I get to hear him talk, I was sitting next to him on the flight back from Purdue, and it's fun to just have a conversation with Dominic Hellman because it feels like you're talking to just like a ball of like light and energy. Yes. It's awesome.
Yeah, he has been a shining ray of light in really everything that he's done for at least as much as we've been around.
Absolutely.
Right? No, he has fun with it. That's how baseball is supposed to be. Now, talking about a guy, we mentioned this earlier, that has a great story. I mean, is obviously familiar with this state. Devin Bell had a lot of success at a lower level of college baseball and was now able to translate some of that success to this level of college baseball. Devin Bell also met with the media after the win against Xavier.
You had the big double play there and then strikeout to end the game. Just how did you feel about that performance?
Felt great. I mean, as soon as I came out of the pen, I talked to Maddox and all them, just told them to be ready for the ball. Wasn't looking for strikeouts. I was looking to get the ball in play, turn a double play there, and that's what happened. And yeah, that's about it.
You said you weren't looking for strikeouts, but ended on a high fastball. Just how's that feel as a pitcher?
Great. I mean, punching guys out on high fastballs is always fun. You get to throw pretty hard. I mean, we called a chuck in the dugout, but it was good to get that strikeout there to end it. Especially after those two little hits in the infield. I just wanted that little comeback there, and I got it. So.
You're from Oregon, transferred from a community college in Oregon. How does it feel to wear this logo now?
Amazing. I grew up watching the Ducks, and I mean, I wanted to represent the state, and I know what Coach Waz is about. And I mean, this place is home to me now, and I mean, we've built a culture in the locker room, and the team's amazing. So I just love it here.
How was it being the one guy that had to pitch in the rain today?
I didn't feel it. I mean, it was just me and Bert, and that's about it. I mean, didn't feel it at all. So,
the infield defense was clean all day. So you referenced them right away, but how does it feel to just have those guys behind you?
Oh, absolutely amazing. I mean, I feel like I can throw it anywhere in the zone. If it gets hit in play, then most of the time, sometimes I don't even turn around if I know where the ball's hit. Like, it's going to be an out with Maddox and Cooney and all those guys in the outfield. So.
I love that confidence in his infield. Like he just knows, we're good.
Well, it's such an experienced infield. Like,
it is.
You kind of have to feel confident.
So I was talking to Waz about this even today, where he was like, Jax Jimenez, right, came in second baseman, shortstop. You alluded to this earlier. Now he's playing in the outfield. It's like, well, Maddox Maloney, Ryan Cooney are pretty good.
Yeah.
Up the middle, like you find places for guys to play.
Jack Brooks is the exact same way. He came in as middle infielder. It's
now
the reason why.
Great center field.
Yeah, it's the reason why Anson Arrows was making electric plays in the outfield last year.
Right. Yeah. So and it's funny because like in baseball, everyone grows up playing shortstop, pitching, right? Like that's what your best players end up doing. So then you get to this level, and there is a learning curve sometimes that comes with it. Dominic Hellman played shortstop.
Yeah, Dominic Hellman was a high school shortstop.
He was a high school shortstop, right? To just put that in perspective, and and if you had to, Dominic Hellman could still play shortstop.
Yeah, absolutely, he still could. Have you ever noticed this in this glove before? It's an Oregon branded Nike glove, and it's steer hide. It's oiled Premier steer hide. Mm-hmm. So that feels on brand.
Spencer
Steer.
Yep.
I wonder if he ever wore this glove.
I don't think he did. That glove has been sitting on the desk since that glove's been sitting on the desk since we built the studio, and
you didn't have Spencer Steer in studio? Was he still here at that point?
He was here, but the glove was. I've had the glove longer than the studio has existed. Yeah,
but there is a time where Spencer Steer could have come into studio and the glove was here.
Yes, potentially. Yeah, that's true.
It's
Ducks and Hoosiers.
Synergy.
Ducks and Hoosiers today at 4 o'clock. 3:45 pregame show coming up. All right, we're going to get a timeout, switch gears. Oregon Lacrosse opens conference play this weekend. We'll tell you about that next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
When life blindsides you with an injury, you need a team that's tough. For over 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people. This season, we're proud to partner with Oregon Athletics. Because whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, we're both determined to do what it takes to win. Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of Oregon Athletics. Injured? Dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan, 10150 Southwest 6th Avenue, Portland. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
We're back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack hanging out with Ryan Milano as we get ready for some baseball here this afternoon. And Oregon Lacrosse will be in action at Pape Field at noon tomorrow. Number 3 Maryland is the opponent for the Ducks. And they've got a little bit of momentum right now. You talked with Jess Drummond earlier in the week, Ryan. And I'll tell you, Jess is always fun to talk with, and I want everyone to keep track of a fun nugget that Ryan picked out that I can tell you after talking with Jess Drummond, since you talked to her earlier in the week, she liked the fact find that you did.
Well, good. And just to tease it a little bit more, it was a fun Monday when you have a noon game against Kent State and you also win 15-1.
Yes.
That is really fun.
Yeah. Jess Drummond talking with Ryan.
Jess Drummond here in studio. Jess, it's the first time I get to talk to you this entire season, so just catch me up. How are things?
Great. We're cruising halfway through season, which is wild. It's just been go, 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 and I can't believe that we're 8 games in and 8 left.
I do have. I'm not sure if it's a gripe, but it is an observation, and I'm not sure if I should be disappointed. The scrunchie today is green.
Oh yeah. Well, I have a green O on, and there was just a little bit of yellow, but it matched.
Okay.
I know.
So your
scrunchie game is still strong. It's just Oregon colors. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So is this a new purchase? Your green scrunchie now? Is it joined a litany of yellow?
No, this is from last year, and I think I talked about it before on here. Is with Anna and I. We did a swap. I had 2 big yellow ones, and she had 2 big green ones, and I was like, let's have one of each.
That's pretty fun.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll forgive you for wearing the green scrunchie. It does go well
it does.
with your outfit.
I know. Yeah, a little pop.
And I'll tell you what goes well with the middle of a workday. A noon game on a Monday where everybody gets to go out and take a long lunch at Pape Field. So just thank you for that. First of all, how did that come about, a Monday game in the middle of the day?
It just worked out. It was their spring break, so we were like, sure, great, we've got time. I'm like blanking on our schedule now, but we had that game that last week against Delaware State. I think that was a Wednesday, so it gave us time to kind of regroup and get organized for a Monday game, and now we're ready for a Saturday game, so it just kind of worked out timing-wise.
How does the scheduling sort of work like like that, where you have a few teams in. It's almost like a tournament type of format with so many teams here last week, and you play in the middle of the week, and now you're playing on closing up the non-conference on a Monday. Just for you, when you look back like 6 to 8 months ago, when you actually make the schedule for the season, are you thinking about these things and how it sort of times out?
Of course, yeah. I think it was helpful for us. I'm always trying to think like how we can replicate 2 games in a week, because we do that in Big Ten twice, and so I think just always trying to be strategic with our out of conference. And then I'm like, who wants to come out here and play us? And then whoever says yes, I'm like, great, here we go. Find times to come out here.
Well, it was fun, especially the way your team played on Monday. A 15-1 victory. I'll give you the floor. Overall assessment. There's got to be very few things for you to nitpick in a 15-1 win.
It was awesome. I'm really proud, and I got to say that to them after the game. Like, we were able to play a full 60 minutes and show up and play our game. I get excited. I've been saying this for a little while. Like, I see that team every day at practice, and for them to do it and have that performance on a game day is really rewarding. So hopefully upward from here.
It's the first time in over a decade that Oregon lacrosse has allowed 1 goal or fewer. It's only happened 4 times in school history.
Whoa.
Defense, goalkeeping, coaching, like it all came together. It's got to be cool to see that type of back end. The offense played really well, but the back end, they executed to perfection almost.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. That confidence, getting those cost turnovers, just being such a united force. And we talk about that as defenses. As a unit, you've got to get a stop as a unit, and just having everyone's back out there, I was like, that was so rewarding, so amazing, so proud of them.
Okay, I wanna bring up a date for you.
Okay.
March 6th of 2009. Does it have any significance for you? Where do you think you were?
Here playing. I don't know where that was.
Yes, you were. You were here playing, Jess.
I was like, I was here in 2008. Okay, yeah.
Yes, good guess. 2009 was Oregon versus Fresno State. Final score of that game was 20-0. Oregon
oh my
wins.
Gosh! Wow.
Do you have any memories?
No,
of that?
no, I have no idea. I hope I scored. I hope I got some stops.
Do you want to guess? Do you want to guess your box score?
No, I truly have no idea. Did I have at least 3 goals? Did I have a little hat trick?
You had 3 points. You had 2 goals and an assist.
Wow, look at that. I think I only had like 1 assist that year, so there it is.
Yeah. Do you want to guess what your sister's stat line was?
What'd she have? She probably had at least 3 goals. Maybe 5 goals would be my guess, because she was the goal scorer.
It was the exact same as yours.
No,
it was 2 goals and an assist.
Twins!
Yeah, literally
Did
twins.
she assist me? Did I assist her? Is
That's
that how
a great question.
Let's just go with that. We did that.
Yes,
That's what we did.
Yes,
Our assists
that's
were
exactly
to each other.
what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. But for it to only happen 4 times in school
That's
history,
crazy. I love these facts. I don't know that kind of stuff. I love that.
But it's that type of performance that can sort of propel the momentum of the team, can't it?
Yeah. And I seeing that team perform that game on Monday, I was like, wow, like this team has been like making this progress for 3 years, and that's probably one of the best games I've seen them execute since I've been here. And just the culture and the sideline hype. I don't know if you guys can hear it when you're out there, but it was the best I've ever seen it ever. And so I just feel like that to me gives me the goosebumps. It gets me that hype. Like that is a team win. And I said that to them after the game. Like everyone contributed to that game by just being themselves, by being who Oregon is, by having pride in like just what they bring to the table, and that was just super exciting to see.
There are times where I can hear the sideline when I'm over at baseball at PK Park. Like when you guys score a goal, there's some times where I know where I'm like, oh, let me check the score because I think something like important just happened. Your team does bring a lot of energy in that way. And for the fans that are on the opposite side to have your team on the opposing bench, it brings it together almost, because the fans, admittedly at Pape Field, they are on the other side. And it brings the energy from both sides, and it almost connects the venue, doesn't it?
Love it. Yes, totally. And, we started that game, like Kent State had a lot of energy too, and our side was like, we can't let them have more energy. And I'm like, yes, like you can compete over here as well. And so I loved that.
Winning one quarter 3-1, you think, yeah, that's pretty good. And then you win the next quarter 4-0, and then 5-0, and then you shut them out for the rest of the game. That first quarter, you win it, you feel good.
Yeah.
How does your team keep that pedal on the metal and keep continuing to bring that tenacity to play even better as the quarters continue to move forward?
Yeah, I think what you just said, I think that was our theme of the game. For the game plan is like all gas, and so that was just kind of our momentum going into the game of knowing that this is our last non-conference. Like we get to work towards everything to build to conference play. So going into that game, knowing that this was our last opportunity to take it to another team, to prep ourselves for those Big Ten games.
I do want to talk about your offense a little bit. Two hat tricks in this one. One off the bench with Liv Kazica and one with Emma Ing in your starting rotation. Just for both of them to contribute offensively. I think there are 5 players that scored multiple goals in the game. Just the balanced offensive effort as well to go along with a really strong defensive effort.
Yeah, I love that. And, Theo has done such a great job with the attack, and we talk about it all the time. Like, just on defense, is that the same on attack? It doesn't matter who's scoring the point. It's the unit that's doing the job. And so I felt like they worked really well together. The goals that we had were just everybody doing their role and doing their job really well.
And the momentum of the draw control, because your team dominated the draw in this game. The momentum that once you score to retain that possession and all of a sudden it's 3 and 4 goals in a row, that's also important as well.
Huge. And Jenkins has been amazing. Our circle players have been awesome. Just that fight to get it out of that draw stick. We knew that draw taker was going to be really strong with self-draw, so our goal was to not let her be getting the self-draws.
Okay, now we've touched on it a little bit. We've inferred about it, but conference play is here.
I know.
Which means that non-conference play is over. And before we flash forward to Maryland here coming up over the weekend, I want your general assessment on how your team performed in non-conference as a whole. Take us big picture. How did your team do?
I feel like we had some awesome wins, some kind of like, oh, glad we got the win, but let's learn a lot from these games. And then, those tough losses really boosted us. And I talked about it last time. I'm like, sometimes you need some real gross losses to come back stronger and better than ever. And I felt like we had that in these last couple games. And so I'm really proud of them. And I'm excited for us to go Big Ten. Like, I feel so confident that this is our year to really take it over.
Does a mindset shift when you go into conference play? Some coaches feel like, oh, it's just other games. We're just playing teams in conference. And some coaches feel like, oh, no, it's conference play. It's like a new season. There's a different intensity.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
I wouldn't say new season because I want to build off of what we've done this past half a season. But I think it is a lot more pressure. Like, every game does matter. And that, to me, is a moment to rise to the challenge. Like, we get to play the best teams in the country. And our conference is so strong right now that, every game, every opponent is another opportunity to make ourselves better and to get some dubs against a Big Ten team.
What did you feel like you learned going through Big Ten play last year?
They're so good. And I'm like, but great. Like, our team is so good this year. I'm really proud of our work. I'm really proud of all the effort we've put into continuing to grow and to get smarter and to get faster and fitter. And so I'm just really excited for us to play another opponent in the Big Ten to see how we match up against them.
And it starts with a difficult opponent in Maryland coming up on Saturday at Pape. Just the scouting report on the Terrapins, and what does your team need to do to be successful?
Yeah, we need to just shut down their top players. They've got a lot of players who can kind of step up for those roles. Are very strong. I'm not even sure they have a loss this year. I think they're in the top 5 ranking right now. So we got to just come out and play our game, play confident, play connected. There is just a little bit more pressure to limit our mistakes, but if we can create Maryland to have mistakes more than us, then I think we're in a good place.
Does it help being at Pape for a little bit? You've been at home over the last few weeks. Yeah. You start the first 2 games of Big Ten season at Pape, getting home for a little bit.
Yes, right. We get to host these big schools, so I think that's really awesome. I don't even know if Maryland has ever come out to Oregon before, so it'll be exciting to us to host them. To have that edge of being in Oregon, to have the home fan base out there for our game supporting us should surely be on our side in our favor.
Saturday at noon against Maryland. What else should fans know before they come out to Pape and support?
Be loud, be excited. This is fun. It's like our first Big Ten game. I'm just really excited. I feel like the momentum is on our side, and we've got a great crew that's excited to start playing these Big Ten teams.
Big Ten play. I'm excited for it.
I know, me too.
I'm so glad I get to talk to you, Jess.
I know, it's been a while.
Go continue to execute. Maybe like 0 goals this time.
Yeah, we'll strive for 0. No goals.
Jess Drummond, Oregon Lacrosse head coach. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks so much.
Jess Drummond and the Oregon Lacrosse team opening up with Maryland for Pac-12 play, for Big Ten play. I haven't done that in a long time.
Oh, my goodness.
What happened?
Is it your first show?
Yes. Big Ten play against Maryland. Number 3 team in the country, a noon start at Pape Field. Could be a big-time upset. But I'll tell you, Oregon's defense, the way that they've played, especially lately, they're going to be in a lot of games.
Absolutely.
They're going to be in a lot of games.
Well, it's a team that continues to grow year after year.
No doubt. Timeout. Come back. Full weekend schedule after this in the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
More Duck Insider coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
I'm coming home to the place that I remember. Back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this way?
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack and Ryan Milano with you today. We got Oregon baseball coming up at PK Park. A 3:45 start for Oregon pregame show, and then a 4:05 official first pitch when the Ducks take on Indiana. Hey, a reminder that the game on Sunday has been moved back to 12:30. Big Ten Network selected it for a TV game, so sliding back by half an hour. So that means a 4 o'clock start, 2 o'clock start, and a 12:30 start for Oregon baseball this weekend. Oregon softball at 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and noon when Penn State opens up Big Ten play for Oregon softball. Acrobatics and tumbling's also in action this weekend on Sunday at 4 o'clock. And that's also going to be right around the time the selection show for Oregon women's basketball is taking place. Ryan has now gone through 4 different pitch grips.
Yeah, what's your go-to grip?
4-seam fastball.
It's very rudimentary. You're not getting very many whiffs on that.
It's true, but at least I can locate it.
Splitter.
You just don't want to walk guys.
That's true.
Good college baseball teams have low walk rates.
Yes. Paint the corners.
Paint the corners. Yeah, paint the corners. Both tennis teams in action today and throughout the weekend. Mentioned Oregon Lacrosse opening up Big Ten play against Maryland at noon. And then beach volleyball. Keep up to date from San Luis Obispo. And finally, indoor track and field competing for a national championship. A lot going on today, a lot going on tomorrow. Best of luck to the Ducks this weekend. Ryan and I are headed to PK Park. Thanks.
Baseball.
See ya.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids.